before the game officially launches, I just want to talk about something very quickly, which a lot of people might have seen already, but basically this is what a tier list for the playtest would have looked like. It, people would have had like different characters in different areas, but it's roughly something like this. The thing is, this kind of doesn't really matter at all, because one, from the playtest to the launch, there's going to be a lot of changes in the characters' kits. The devs have said as much, and we've already seen some changes from the videos that they've put out, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. And second, we haven't seen enough of the game to really judge how strong a character is going to be, which I'll talk about later. But first, let's take a look at some of the character changes. It was largely agreed upon that Kipe was by far the strongest 5-star, and then Mika, who we got for free, was also one of the strongest 4-stars just because of her AP generation ability. But from the videos they've put out already, this is one of them, where in the most recent battle guide they uploaded, you can see Mika's tactical analysis card here, and this says wave 1 for 1 turn plus 50% healing. Now this is pretty different from what she had before. Before, from the playtest, not this one, this one. Wave 2, save 1. So she gets 1 less wave, and the way wave works is every 3 wave you get gives you an AP, and then save lets you carry over all of your AP for 1 turn. So this looks like they've shifted her a little bit from AP generation towards healing, because now she gives 50% healing on this turn. And yeah, like, she's going to be a little bit less good at what she did before, but she has more healing, because this is also 150% healing, whereas when I checked my video, I had 110%. Though again, I'm under leveled here, I'm only level 30, and I don't know if there's any other things that are making the other stuff go up, but this is just something to keep in mind. Like, we can already see with Mika, who was an S tier character before, that maybe not necessarily worse. Like, we don't know if she's, like, maybe different epiphanies on this card give her her AP generation ability back, but that's just one change that you can already see with this character. And then there is also Kipe. So here, this card, Absolute Protection, just take a look at the actual, like, card art. So it's like this, and then it looks like a little shield. It's an X-cost shield. That is not at all what this card was before. Before, this card was this, Full Salvo. It is an attack that deals a ton of damage, a ton of AoE damage, increasing damage for each like card in hand with 2 cost or higher, and also retaining all cards in hand for 1 turn. And we can see that it's gone from an attack skill to a, like, I guess, skill card, attack card to a skill card. Pretty much completely different. This does a lot of damage, and she's just lost this card entirely. You can see how much damage is going to get chunked out if I use this card. So Kipe is also going to look pretty different. Now we don't know what she looks like. Maybe she lost damage on Full Salvo and gained it on Vulture launch. It's just something that we'll have to see when the game actually launches. So the main thing is that for any single character, we don't know what they look like yet. We have to wait for the game to launch, and then we'll be able to figure it out. Now, the other thing is that when we were doing these Chaos runs, you can see here my Kipe is level 30, and this is because when we were doing level 3, the story was blocked, and we had a limited amount of story that we could do. You had to hit your account rank to level 30 to do difficulty 3 of Chaos, but when you hit account rank 30, you couldn't progress the story and get your next, I don't know what the word is, I guess like limit break for your characters to get them to level 40, which is what you would normally be doing at account rank 30. So we were basically, everybody who did difficulty 3 Chaos runs was doing them 10 levels lower than you should be. And that's important to keep in mind because I mentioned that these runs took an hour long. That's probably because I was missing 10 levels, and also we don't have any gear, but the 10 levels is going to be pretty significant, especially this early in the game. You should be having a much easier time doing these, and that's going to change some stuff. Like, part of the emphasis on shielding in these Chaos runs was because we do no damage. With 10 more levels, you probably deal more damage and get through the fights faster. With higher damage, I would expect that you have less issues with sanity management. So just stuff like that. Like, even the stuff that we did do in the playtest wasn't really representative of what the actual game itself is going to look like. And then we also just haven't seen a lot of the endgame content. We haven't seen Zero System. Even for some of like the gear farming stages, maybe those focus more on single target damage instead of AoE damage. One of the reasons why Kipe was so highly valued was because she just spams AoEs everywhere. So that's all the reasons I think that take any tier list, at least early, any tier list that came out before the game actually launched, doesn't matter at all. And at best, people are going to be able to kind of guess how good a character is after the game launches. And the thing about rerolling is I would say you probably don't want to take longer than a day, but then within a day, we're not going to be able to see too much. The most we can do is we can look at the cards, we can read the new skills that everybody has, and then roughly estimate how good a character is going to be. For myself, I'm probably going to look more at how much support a character needs. Every single character felt playable in the playtest, honestly. Like, this was roughly the list, even with, like, I forgot her name, but her being all the way down here because she was very not good, you could make her work if you really wanted to. But realistically, like, who knows where any of these characters are going to be? I would say at launch especially, we don't have an S tier, because within one day, we're not going to be able to hit endgame. Like, no one's going to know what Chaos Runs or Zero System look at like, level 60. Or if it's even going to, like, require you to have a character, you could probably get away with using anything. I'm going with this tier list. I am rerolling based on which characters I like. These are not actual cards, these are partners that I like a lot. I'm going for the I like this character reroll, the design reroll. We got Runoa, Magna, Maylin, Kairon, Cassius. Cassius being a 4-star should be easy to pick up. Haru's over here because I like her VA a lot. I don't care that much about the character, but she probably goes up here for me just because I like her VA. These are my reroll targets. Runoa, maybe not. Runoa felt very annoying to play in the playtest, but she, maybe she gets buffed, who knows? We did see a new animation for her. That's another thing. We saw new animations for some characters. So we might be able to, like, get new cards or new abilities for them. And again, some characters, like Luke, in the playtest, like, felt kind of bad to play because you just didn't have any gear, didn't have any crit chance or anything. We definitely have not seen how these characters scale with gear, or how the difficulty of the game is going to scale, because I expect that, well, they'll expect you to have gear as well. So pretty much I would say just, I'll put up like a basic rerolling thing a bit after the game launches, but for now, anybody who's playing early, just focus more on getting the characters where you like their designs more than anything else.